going to be super unpopular for a lot of other people out there, but the more polished your content is when you're posting online, the less people trust you and the less people want to buy from you. When I first started posting content online, I was so worried all the time about the lighting, about how I looked, about what I was talking about. I was constantly looking at what other women were doing in the online space. I wanted to mirror the exact way that their content looked because it had like this appealing nature to it. Don't get me wrong, there is an element to building a brand that needs to be consistent, that needs to continuously tell a similar story, but having this polished effect was something that I thought I needed until I realized that I didn't. I literally overthought every single detail about content, and it took me to the point where it was just like complete paralysis of analysis, and I stopped posting. I stopped posting online. I didn't have confidence in what I was doing. My self-esteem lacked because I thought every single time I posted, it didn't compare to the other girls who were posting online. And then I started to really get in my own head, and I looked for these vanity metrics, likes, followers, comments, views, and I let that dictate how I showed up online because my content didn't look as polished as everyone else's. So I literally stopped posting because I lacked confidence in what I was doing. Definitely the polished content looks really great. Do not get me wrong. There's something about having really aesthetic content that is definitely very pleasing to the eye. But as much as I found out when I was doing this, number one, it led me to stop posting because I was so stressed all the time about what I was posting online. But also it didn't lead to anything. Like I didn't have great conversations with other women in the online space from the content that I was posting. I didn't have my dream clients reaching out to me being like, I love what you're sharing. Can I find a way to work with you? There was none of that. And when you strip back all the layers of why we post on social media, especially Instagram and YouTube, but social media as well, the biggest thing that we're looking for with Instagram, the biggest thing that you're all looking for, that I was looking for, is you want to make money. You want to monetize the content that you are posting. You want to monetize your audience. You want to monetize your followers. But we have no idea how to do it. And we actually have no idea what we're doing. And a lot of the conversations that I have, there are so many women who are posting content, epic, amazing. You need to post content so that way you can be front of mind, but you're posting content in a way that's not even drawing in people who are going to pay you to work with you. And if you're posting about, your business and you're posting about the results that you get, that's incredible. But if it's not landing you money, if you're not making money from posting your content, then you haven't understood what it is that you're doing. You don't have a clear marketing message. You don't know how to attract your dream clients online. And it's a problem because then you go through this vicious cycle of feeling burnt out, and then you give up on yourself and you lose confidence and you don't have any faith in what you're doing. And essentially you'll just quit. And I don't want that to happen because number one, I actually went there and I did that. But number two, it's actually so much easier than what everyone makes it out to think. It's just you have to put more time and energy into what you're doing and stop looking at other people and stop letting other people's content influence you. And the biggest secret to it all is you just need to show up and be your most authentic self. You need to tell your story and your transformation. You need to be so real and so honest with all the things that you have been through that have led you to where you are right now. You have to talk about what's going on in your life right now, obviously to an extent to where you feel comfortable, because there's going to be things that happen in your life that you're just not ready to share with the online world. And I get that. I hear that loud and clear. But you need to showcase who you are, what you value, what you believe in, what you stand for, and what you stand against. You need to talk about the story that's shaped you to the woman that you are today, because what's going to happen is then you're actually going to be able to call in your dream clients, and you're going to have a community of women or men who think and feel the exact same way as you, and they share similar values and they share similar beliefs. Because we don't want followers, okay? It's just a metric that boosts your ego. You want a community of people who hold the same values as you, because then when you do share your online offer and you're ready to start taking on clients and you have something to offer them, they're going to take action and buy from you because you've spent time building a community through your authentic self and your authentic story. So your audience has really been able to understand who you are. And the three biggest things that will lead to sales in the online space is like, know, and trust. And without any of that, people are less inclined to take a step forward with you because the online space is so saturated now. There's so many people trying to do the same thing, but you need to spend time building the foundations of what it takes to have a real authentic marketing message. Also, I don't believe that content will save anyone. Any single person, content will not save you. It will not generate you the $10, $20, $30, $40, $50,000 online that you're looking for. All content does is create a massive marketing ecosystem that slowly edges people closer to taking the step with you. And this is exactly what I teach inside of CEO Foundations. Content is just a nice cherry on top. It's not going to bring the $1 million that you're chasing, the $500,000 that you're chasing. It's not going to do that, especially not straight away. There are so many more foundational levels that you have to go through to get to this point. You need to build your brand. You need to understand the yes test. You then need to understand how to turn those yeses into sales, and you need to understand how to sell. So there's so many more pillars to it. But speaking about content in general, if that's the thing that you're chasing, it's important that you understand, no, it's not going to save you, and no, it's not going to generate you tens of thousands of dollars online. But yes, it will help you start to build a community of like-minded people who like, know, and trust you. But this is a journey that's going to take you anywhere from 3 to 6 months minimum. And you have to be consistent in sharing the same story, in sharing the same values and beliefs in order to build that like, know, and trust around you. It's really important that you share what it is that you truly believe in. If this has anything to do with your online business, which it should, right, or your online offer, what you're selling people, you need to share what is it that you believe in. So if you don't believe in counting calories and you're in the health and fitness space, you need to share that because you want to attract a community of people who hold the same beliefs, right? If you don't believe in going to the gym 4 days a week and you only believe in training for 30 minutes a day, right, then you need to share that belief and you need to share why you believe in that and what result has it gotten you, okay? Because the more that you share your beliefs, the more that people will start to have the same values and beliefs as you, and the easier it becomes for them to say yes when you throw your offer out there to market to them. You also really need to start showing a lot more of the behind the scenes moments. People like to watch people. People like to see what is happening in other people's lives. No one wants the polished content. No one wants the picture perfect life because it's really hard for people to see themselves in those shoes, right? So if you see all these incredible influencers on Instagram, and I'm guilty, I get caught up in it as well. I see all these beautiful women doing all these beautiful things, but they don't show the not so nice parts of their life. And trust me, being an entrepreneur or anyone in this world, there is always not so nice parts happening in life. And like I said at the start, you don't need to share everything on social media if you don't want to. Only share to what feels comfortable. But the more that you show the behind the scenes and the struggles that you've overcome recently, and you know, what is it that you're going through that gets you to where you are, the more people actually value you and they trust you because you appear like an authentic and a real person. Influencers, they do such an amazing job at painting this beautiful crafted life, and I mean, they get paid for it, so amazing, like let them do it. But the more authentic that you can be, the better, because you're going to be able to get people to understand who you are and why they should like you and why they should know you and why they should trust you. Do not get me wrong, There's going to be so many people who don't agree with you, but that's normal and that's life, and you have to let them, okay? And you keep moving forward and you keep building your brand and your business the way that you want to, that is the most authentic version of you. It's also really important to stop feeling like you have to put on a show on social media. Stop feeling like you have to perform all the time and just start having conversations with people, because when you're authentic, people naturally gravitate towards you and they want to talk to you. And when you're talking to people, which you should be talking to people, if you're trying to make online income, if you're trying to monetize your audience, you need to be talking to people, okay? And this is all inside the conversion code, which I teach my clients inside of CEO Foundations. Like I said, there's so many layers to this. Content will not save you, okay? But you need to have conversations with people. You need to see what you share similar beliefs and values in and what attracted them to your page. That is really, really important, because then what you're doing is you're proving what you're doing through the yes test method by saying, yes, this is exactly what people like. This is exactly what people see. Because the harsh reality is, being authentic means, we don't create content for ourselves. We actually create content for what our market wants, because it's about what we believe in and it's about what we value and it's about the outcomes that we get. Okay, we have to spend less time making content for us, because what we want as the expert in our field is very different to what our actual niche and audience needs. Okay, and this is really in-depth stuff, so I hope that you're getting a lot of value out of it. But it's really, really important that we stop doing things just for us and start being authentic and doing things for other people as well, because that's what's going to turn your audience into paying clients. One of the other most important things that you can do is really talk about your story. Talk about where you've come from, talk about what you've overcome, and talk about the transformation that you've had. Like I said, people love hearing about people's lives. People love people watching. People love to be entertained. They love to feel like they can see themselves inside your story, inside your transformation, and inside of your outcome. So the more that you can talk about your story and where you've come from to where you are today and how you did it, the more that you build like, know, and trust with your audience. It's really important to understand, people will never buy polished brands. They also don't buy programs. They buy the person. They buy the individual on the other side of the screen. They buy them because they like them, because they know them, because they trust them, and they like them because they can see themselves inside of your story. Okay, so the more that you can get people to feel like they can see themselves and envision them going through the exact same processes as you, the more that people will be inclined to buy from you. So please stop waiting to feel like you need to have all of your content perfectly curated. Stop waiting to feel ready to post your content. Just show up imperfectly, show up in your most authentic self, and that's going to be what really starts to lead people closer to buying your offer from you. And if you're not so sure on how to show up online authentically yet, that's okay. I do have something that I would love to give you. So just message me on Instagram story and I'll send you through some prompts that can get you started. But guys, just remember, content will not save you. Content will not generate you thousands online until you have done the foundational work of building your business. This is the most important thing that you can do. And once you do this, and once you're consistent with your content, then you'll be able to start turning your audience into paying customers online.